Hello all, this is Ankha with another procedural audio patch of mine. As I live approximately 40 kilometers from an international airport and on a landing path, I have quite a lot of the big commercial jets flying over my house coming in to land, and this prompted me to make the sound of the jets. As not all jets are coming in at exactly the same height, speed or direction, depending on which runway is in use, I had to create a user interface that could simulate all these variations. On the top left, I have the atmospheric controls. The level control controls the overall level of the atmospherics, and the variation control controls the difference in loudness of the atmospherics. Next, I have the turbine controls. The frequency control sets the initial frequency that I hear as the jet approaches, and the level control the overall level of the turbines. The array shows the waveform being generated, and the master level controls the overall level of the patch. Below the atmospherics and turbine controls is the start button. This will start the whole sequence of events. Below the start button are the individual envelope generators. The top controls of the atmospheric envelope sets the level, and the bottom controls sets the time in milliseconds from the approach of the jet to flying overhead and finally fading away in the distance. The turbine level envelope does exactly the same thing, except of course for the turbines, which do not track exactly the same as the atmospherics. Finally, I have the turbine frequency envelope. Here the top sets the frequency, and the bottom how fast the frequency changes as the turbines slow down on approach to the airport, indicated in milliseconds. Below the envelope generators are 3 slider indicators that show the rate of change of each envelope generator. Okay, let me push the start button so you can see and hear what all this sounds like. I will now change the initial turbine start frequency. This jet's turbines are slower and approaching a closer runway. Let's hear what this sounds like. When a jet is passing overhead at a very high altitude, you don't hear the turbines at all, just the atmospherics, like this. There are just too many variations for me to demonstrate in this short video. But as you can see from the user interface, I can generate virtually all the variations that I could want to match any video of jets passing overhead or sound design. How fast the turbine or atmospheric start to be heard, the amount of atmospheric variations, the frequency of the turbines, how loud they will be when passing overhead, and how fast they will fade away. Yeah, again you can see the power of procedural audio, especially in sound design. And what makes this patch even better is that it is only 48 kilobytes in size. I would need many different sound samples, megabytes in size, to match the same amount of variations that I can generate with this one patch. For more info on my procedural audio training, go to the web link in the video. I hope you've enjoyed this patch of mine. Till next time, this is Ankha.